Great to have you join us on the conversation this Saturday morning. So we'll start the conversation with what some have described as a brewing diplomatic row that should be taken seriously between the United States and the federal government of Nigeria. It all started with allegations raised by Senator Ted Cruz of a possible genocide against Christians in the country. Now, in September, the U.S. State Department designated Nigeria as a country of particular concern for alleged violation of religious freedom in the country. It also proposed sanctions on the Nigerian government, accusing the officials of facilitating violence against Christians in the country. There's been several reactions to this. I'd like us to listen to the former Nigerian Minister of External Affairs, who we now refer to as Foreign Affairs Minister today. I'm talking about Bolaji Akemi, Professor, expressing deep concern and disappointment over what he described as an unjustified, unfair attempt to label Nigeria with a charge of genocide against Christians. Take a listen.
The Nigerian government must take this issue very seriously. As I said in my intro at the beginning, it's not just a question for Senate. It's not Senate versus Senate. At the highest level, Ministry of Foreign Affairs, State Department, National Security Advisor in the United States, and this is where some of us have said that we have, since we instituted the status of National Security Advisor in Nigeria, we have never really given it, we have been accorded it, the status it should be accorded. But now that the Nigerian Security Advisor has been saddled with internal and domestic security affairs, maybe he also should take it up at that level with his colleague in the United States and explain matters and explain issues. I don't know why we're waited until the matter has gone this far in the United States Congress before it has even become an issue of public concern to us in Nigeria. But it's because before you know it, they will cancel passports, they will cancel visas, and when you now want to run for Security Council positions, this matter will then arise, and genocide will now be attached to the name and the status of our country. It's a matter of deep concern.
Professor Bolaji Akemi there, former Nigerian Minister of External Affairs, giving his reaction to that allegation from the U.S. government about Nigeria sponsoring, according to them, genocide against Christians in the country. Joining us now, in-house panelists, we have Professor Remi Ayede, Political Science, University of Ibadan. Prof, good morning, sir. Great to have you. Hello, Prof. Can you hear me? Prof, please unmute your device. Okay.
Good morning.
Good morning, Prof.
Hear you.
Yes, good morning, sir.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning,
viewers.
Yes.
Listeners, it's a pleasure to join you this Saturday morning.
Thank you so much. And Barrister Yomi Ogunlola is here as well. Barrister, good morning, sir.
Toba, good morning.
Great to have you.
Professor, the television you take drink, where you got the great viewers.
Well, technically,
Good morning, Prof.
yes, technically we have viewers too. Technically, because we are live on Facebook, so there are those who might be viewing us as well. So, Prof is not totally wrong, So you can watch us live on Facebook, 32FM 949 for like the video
no.
and share the comment. Yes. Okay, so Prof, we listened to Professor Akemi just a few minutes ago in that interview where he was talking about the decision of the U.S. to designate Nigeria as a country of particular concern. How big of an issue is this, especially if you look at what has been happening between Trump and African countries since he became president? It started with South Africa with issues he raised about the land policy of Cyril Ramaphosa, and then we saw the trade tariff he introduced as well, which some people talked about how he threatened the AGOA Treaty and the relations between Africa and the United States. And we also saw how we reacted as well to Nigeria when Nigeria became a partner country with BRICS. The statement from the Minister of Foreign Affairs, YUSUF, about Nigeria rejecting, deportees from the United States. And there are also reports that Ghana has accepted this as well. So there are those who are looking at this allegation within the context of the diplomatic row between Nigeria and the U.S. because Nigeria had rejected, some of these policies of the Trump administration, especially returning migrants into our country, like some countries have accepted. Prof.
Yeah, there are two ways to look at it. The first has to do with our own reality. Are we facing some of the challenges that they claim, and are we making a headway in trying to address them? If we are not making a headway, then of course it's a big deal for us, and we might need help. You see, now if this reality is misunderstood outside, especially those who can help us, then we have a big challenge, getting them convinced that we are serious and that the help we need should be rendered. The other one has to do with the broader context of international relations in terms of what the Trump administration wants from Nigeria and what Nigeria is able to deliver. For them, it's one of those issues around their global dominance, which they seek to exercise. And to that extent, it is part of the general quest of Trump to get Africa to do its bidding, i.e., in terms of this whole idea of deportation, of America first, tariffs, and all of that. If we have very great consequences, then as Balaji Akiyemi says, we have to be proactive, we have to tread softly and quickly, to explain our situation and to clarify the circumstances so that we don't get unduly punished. But as it is, I don't think we are strong from both perspectives. In terms of our domestic reality, you can see the killings that are going on, and the killings affect both Christians and Muslims. But with regard to Bolaji Akemi's claim, before it got to that level of being presented to Congress in order to explain itself. But one of the reasons why this has not also happened is the failure of the current administration to get to strengthen Nigerians' representation abroad. The failure to appoint ambassadors to get to make Nigeria's representation in all these fora very strong and decisive. So, yes, Bolaji Akemi is partly right in the sense that we need to have intervened, we need to have been proactive in addressing this issue before it got to the United States.
Okay, Prof, still staying with you, now that it's got into the U.S. Congress and we've already been designated a country of particular concern, what should be the next phase of our negotiation or diplomacy with the U.S. government, given how Trump can be Trump, as you said earlier, global supremacy and all of that. There are those who have even called him a bully, when it comes to international politics. Looking at how he met with African leaders, the things he told them during that meeting, even asking the Liberian president where he learned to speak English. So how do we engage, the U.S. government within the context of how Trump is, how he acts in the international system? So staying with Prof. Hello, Prof. Oh, okay. I don't know. It looks like Prof is not with us. So, Barrister, let me get your thoughts on that. Hello, Barrister.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Thank you. Now, I adopt my noble professor's submissions And I want to add this. You see, it is a signal that the Nigerian state is failing. You know, Yorubas have a proverb or a wise say that if the wall cracks, then visitation of lizards is not or is unpreventable. I think we have that saying, yeah, and it is a wise one. The Nigerian wall has cracked, and so we cannot be heard to complain of visitation by lizards. If you remember, in 2015, the Iranian Parliament's National Security and Foreign Policy Commission denounced killing of Shiites in Nigeria. And now the Americans are talking about Christians. What does this tell us? Insecurity in our land. And why insecurity? Because the will necessary to terminate insecurity appears not to be present in our leadership. Again, if you remember, the United Arab Emirates sent a list of names of people they found to be connected with terrorism,
All right, but
banditry,
Barrister,
and
please
kidnapping.
hold that thought, sir. Please hold that thought. Please hold that thought, sir. We
Okay.
need to take this commercial break. Please hold that thought. When we get back, we'll continue the conversation on the podium. Do stay with us. We'll be back in a moment.
You're listening to 32 FM 94.9.
I'm in love. Sonia tomato mix, stand up. Is it to open? Is it to squeeze? Is it to scoop and is it to stir? Dishes come alive with so much taste. Sonia tomato mix, of course. Sonia tomato mix, yes sir. Sonia tomato mix, stand up pouch.
Sonia tomato mix in a new stand-up pouch.
So much in love.
Psalms 82 verse 5 says, "They know not, neither will they understand. They walk on in darkness. All the foundations of the earth are out of course. But there's hope." Join Pastor Architect Alex Adigwe, Word Alive Ministries International, known as the Stone Church, every Sunday at 8:45 p.m. on 32 FM 94.9. He'll share the word of hope, the word of life, and the word that heals. Remember, the word works when it is worked. Tune in and let the transformative power of God's word impact your life.
Mommy, Golden Penny is giving away 4 billion RI prizes for the 65th anniversary. Just buy Golden Penny noodles, pasta, or semovita. Check inside pack for code. Send code on WhatsApp and win airtime instantly. With 10 packs of Golden Penny noodles, 3 pasta, or 3 500 grams or 1 kilogram semovita, you can join the raffle and start a chance to win cash prizes, kitchen makeovers, and even a car.
Promo starts from September 22nd, 2025. For more information, visit www.goldenpennypromo.com.
Hi. Yours very sincerely, Dean of the Old School here. Join me on Saturday and Sunday evenings from 9 up until 10 o'clock on Classics, Evergreen Musical Razzmatazz, bringing back goosebumps and magic moments of year gone by. You can look forward to Parade of Jazz, Classic Soul, Disco, Funk, Reggae, high life, and a whole lot more. Classics from 3 decades ensures keeping oldies and music legends in your memory. The password game gives you an opportunity to win something good simply for tuning in. Music Celebrity Birthday rounds off the program on weekly basis. Join Sanjay on Classics Saturday and Sunday evenings from 9 up until 10 o'clock. Right here, 32 FM 94.9 radio station. Together, let's reminisce.
Ibadan, are you ready? The International Sustainable Fashion Festival 2025 is coming live to the Ibadan Civic Center on October 11th, 2025. Experience the future of fashion, culture, and sustainability all in one place. From mind-blowing runway shows to tech showcases, business expos, live performances, games, product travel section, and unforgettable networking opportunities. Why attend? Because every ticket makes you a winner. Stand a chance to win amazing prizes from gadgets to exclusive fashion pieces and even a piece of land. Plus, you will learn, connect, and enjoy the thrill of Africa's biggest sustainable fashion experience. Tickets are flying. Standard 3,000 naira, Standard Plus 5,000 naira, VIP 10,000 naira, Premium 100,000 naira. You can buy at click.now/ISF25 or WhatsApp us directly on 091 20 79 50 62 to secure your spot. Don't miss it. East Fest 2025. Beyond the runway norms.
Are you looking for the fastest way to buy airtime, data, or pay your electricity bills? ABS Vendor is your sure plug. With ABS Vendor, you can purchase airtime and data for all networks. You can also subscribe to electricity, buy scratch cards, routers, and even the latest gadget, all in one place. ABS Vendors also offers bulk data services for retailers and companies, so your staff can stay connected every month without stress. And here is more. Do you want to earn money? Yes, you can with ABS Vendor Right and Earn. Simply visit www.absvendor.com, create a blog post, submit for approval, and once it is approved, you earn instantly. ABS Vendor, convenience, connection, and cash reward right at your fingertips. Download the ABS Vendor app on Google Play Store or Apple Store today and enjoy an easy digital life. For more inquiries and information, you can reach us on 0803 761 4431. ABS Vendor, your number one digital services companion.
kápẹ́ dèlò èdè fèdè yangan àtàwọn àkànlò èdè ayàwòrán tó perégedé fìrómọ̀rí sí fènìyàn pọ̀hùn àtàwọn ìṣàmúlò ẹwà èdè Yorùbá tó jíire lẹ́yìn máa pápádé lórí ètò Yorùbá Dùn ní gbogbo ọjọ́ ajé láago 8 àṣálẹ́ ṣaago 8 kọjá 20 ìṣẹ́jú pẹ̀lú ìtúpalẹ̀ àwọn lítírésì eré oníṣe tó kún fọ́gbọ́n ìmọ̀ òye àṣà ìrírí lọ́pọ̀ yanturu tá a fi gbélé ayé tó kọ́mọ lẹ́kọ̀ọ́ ìkànnì 32 FM 94.9 lẹ́wọ̀sì máa gbọ́ ètò Yorùbá Dùn pẹ̀lú Olúbímpé Fátóyè àtọ́kùn ètò a kì í fowó ròyìn kó má lè kọ́ni lójú Olúgbénga Ìdòwú òya gbé sókè. ọjọ́ 17 tí wọ́n ṣe ìgbéyàwó ni olóyè pé ilé ọmọ Dèbó jáde ó sì gé ó fi aṣọ funfun wé. boko jìnnà ìlà kì í kó ìpàdé tó dọjú ajé ọ̀sẹ̀ yìí nìkànnì 32 FM 94.9 Yorùbá Dùn Yorùbá rẹwà Yorùbá wò mí jọjọ.
Feel better about your life.
32 FM 94.9, the antidote to depression.
Safa sapeli sizo simnyama Iwasafa Isizo saba Yamula mole Haini koke lize Wemaye wemolo Safa sapeli sizo simnyama Iwasafa Isizo saba Yamula mole Haini koke lize Wemaye ngiyakhala Pasapasa phela isizwe sinyama Iwasafa isizwe sabantu Alamulaka Enikoke lize Wemaye wemolo
Welcome back, the Podium on 32 FM 94.9. We already have our guest on the line with us. Before we go to him, let me quickly get Barrister's thoughts because we went on the break. Before we went on break, was trying to conclude his thoughts regarding the decision of the U.S. to designate Nigeria as a country of particular concern. So, Barrister, I'd like you to finish your thoughts.
Yes, thank you very much. So, my position is this. You know, in international politics, interest matters. So I have used an example
Hello, Barrister, can you hear me?
of Iran.
Hello.
Explain position knowing you.
Your line is breaking, Barrister.
I hear you.
Okay, your line is breaking. Hello?
Okay. Can you hear me now?
Okay, we can hear you now.
Can you? Okay. Now, Iran has condemned the killing of Shiites because that is where its interest lies. America is condemning the killing of Christians because its interests lie there. So, the long and short of it is this. You and I are in Nigeria. We know that these criminals kill randomly. They are killing Christians. They are killing Muslims. They are killing Isheshe people. You know? So it is not that they are particularly choosing who to kill. The inability of Nigeria to nip insecurity in the bud is attracting odium from the rest of the world, and that should be expected. And of course, the inability of the government of the day to have ambassadors representing Nigeria so that they can sell the Nigerian narrative is also affecting us.
Right, thank you so much. So let's join our guest on the show this morning is Mr. Fatai Owoseni, former Commissioner of Police and the current SA to the Oyo State Governor on Security Matters. Thank you for joining us, Mr. Fatai Owoseni. Good to have you on the podium. Good morning, sir.
Hey, good morning.
Great to have you. So the podium is a panel discussion. We have two panelists in the house. They will be asking you questions, also making contribution as the discussion progresses. We have Professor Remi Ayede, Political Science, University of Ibadan, and Barrister Yemi Ogunola. Both of them will be making contribution as you comment on the show. Right. Okay, so let's begin with, you're a former Commissioner of Police. How would you say your transition from that role into an advisory role has shaped your approach to state-level security in the state?
Come again, please. I can't get you clearly.
Yeah, I said your transition from being a Commissioner of Police into a security advisory role, how has it shaped your approach to state-level security?
So if I grab what you said, you said, what's my vision, or am I finding or what approach that we are using as an advice or what?
No, I'm saying that you've been a Commissioner of Police, your experience at that level, now transitioning into an advisory role, how has it shaped your approach to state-level security? That's what I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Yes, for security, our job is already cut out for us. The only difference is, while I was in service, I will formulate whatever my strategy and, lead in order to operationalize that strategy. But in advisory role, you have a whole lot of things surrounding it. His Excellency, as the governor of the state, sits atop of the whole of the security apparatus. And, we have the service commanders in there too. So what we do is more collaborative. And when you have a strong synergy and you collaborate together to say, okay, these are the strategies we're putting forward to tackle security issues. It is easy once you are speaking with one voice to, translate that to proper action.
Thank you. So I mean, we're talking to you at the time when there are there are several. Hello, can you hear me?
It is other than that too. In the situation of being in uniform,
you are the one that is going to translate whatever your strategy. You need translating the strategy into operations. But that's just it.
Okay. So, I mean, we're talking to you at the time when there are so many conversations around creation of state police. And I know that in the Southwest, some people say we already have like a template for it to be created. You know, we are Amotekun being in operation for about 5 or 6 years now, thereabout. So how would you assess Amotekun Corps, for instance, in the context of whether or not it has given us that template upon which a state police can be built going forward?
Also, like I said, because I'm on the road, so it's I'm not getting you clearly, but I think I can speak a bit of what you've said.
Yes.
Amotekun has been, value added to what we're doing in the Southwest and Oyo State. And of course, what is Amotekun? It's just like about getting the community participation with grassroots policing, and they have formed, the layer that has that contact because of their knowledge of the operating area. So they formed that layer, and in Oyo State, I can speak for Oyo State. We've been having a good collaboration with the other security operators that are those of the federal agencies, but it has been value added to us. And if you put the number together, all the federal agencies, they are not enough to cover the ground. So with Amotekun there, and being our grassroots agency, so they added value to what we do with regards to security.
I'm saying, sir, if you can hear me, that do you think they have given us that template upon which state police can be built going forward? Because there's a lot of conversation around creating state police or decentralizing the current police architecture in the country.
When you talk of state police and what Amotekun is doing now, it would appear as if it is similar. But, turning Amotekun to state police is a different ballgame from what we're doing now. What we have now is like an intelligence-based platform that Amotekun is providing. But when you want to translate to a state police, policing entails so much that you can't say that, yes, what we have as Amotekun now can turn to state police. When it comes to time to have a state police and approval is given to state police, so it's going to be another, orientation for us in the country, and of course in Oyo State as well. Because nobody can say, okay, this is the modality they want to use. You don't know whether they would say that the police you have now should form part of what is going to be state police by saying, okay, you people that are indigenous of the state that are serving in your state are going to be part of the state police. So let us get there first, and let us see the modalities they're going to bring out.
Yeah, as we wait for the modality, looking at our current structure, our heterogeneous nature, the tendency of politicians as well to abuse institutions of state institutions. Would you say that Nigeria is ready for the creation of state police? Because there are a lot of people who have raised concern about around some of these, issues, tendency of politicians to abuse the use, our heterogeneous framework, how we politicize almost every institution in this country. Would you say we are ready for something like that, looking at our setup right now as a country?
It depends on the perspectives with which you're looking at it. Personally, like I had mentioned before, it's a whole thing that is involved in state police. Everyone will come and say in the United States, police is not central and all those things. But what we've forgotten is that the United States of America don't have state police. if you go and read about United States of America, about that, and their policing system and law enforcement, they will tell you that they have over 200 law enforcement agencies. The security guards that in Cocoa House, where you are based, will be integrated into their policing system. But one critical area that we've not looked at is that Nigeria is a multi-ethnic society, multi-religious, and a whole lot of things. Most of those countries that we talk of, they are more or less mono-ethnic. The kind of peculiarities that we have in Nigeria, they don't have it. And that is where the fears are coming up to say that, can we really say that if we have state police, it's going to solve our security problem? I would say categorically that state police, as it is being, canvassed now, it is not actually the solution to Nigeria internal security problem. It could help, but it is not the total solution. What makes any police to work is the tools, is the wherewithal that is provided for them. It is also about the people. You can't change such a system without changing the people. So state police is not the final solution to internal security problem in Nigeria. It has to be a combination of things. And that is why when some people say, we don't think state police will work for us, some people will say it will work for us. They have to go back historically. How did we get here? We used to have the Native Authority Police. We used to have the local government police. And people had forgotten that there was a time, 1957, when they had the Minority Commission, the Willing Commission, that said, police now should be centralized. There were reasons for that. It is because of the fears of, as the name implies, Minority Commission. The minorities that have the fear that if you have a police that is dominated by one ethnic group, it will oppress them. So there are lots of discussions that we need to look at. We in Nigeria, we just look for the quick solution. We don't want to, go through the process. That is my views with it.
Right. Okay, so let's go to our panelists now. Let me start with Professor Remi Ayede, Department of Political Science, University of Ibadan. Prof, you have the floor, sir.
Good morning, Hussein. It's a pleasure to engage you here. I am happy that you went into history in addressing the question of state policing. I think you give the impression that there will be an easy transition from Amotekun to state police. The president has been an advocate of state police before he assumed office. Is it not surprising to you that even after he has broached the idea that there will be state police, he has not done anything about it? What do you think account for this hesitation on the part of the president to push forward the idea of state police or decentralized police?
Did you get the question, sir? Hello, Mr. Wucheni. Did you get the question, sir? Hello, sir? Oh. Hello, can you hear me? I don't know if you got Prof's question. Hello, can you hear me? Hello? Oh, it appears we're losing connection with him. Hello? Hello, can you hear me? Oh, all right. We'll try and reconnect with him. And Prof, just to quickly add, I think there is already a bill regarding state police in the House of Representatives. It's passed second reading some months ago. So maybe that's why we haven't heard much from the presidency. Okay, I think we can rejoin Mr. Wusheni now. Hello, Mr. Wusheni. Hello, can you hear me now?
I can hear you.
Yeah, I don't know if you got Prof's question, sir.
Oh, what's the question? I thought...
Oh, okay, yes.
Shifted to Prof.
Yes, I said they will be asking you questions and making comments, as the conversation progresses.
I didn't get a question.
Okay, so the question, I don't know, Prof, can you relay the question so you can get it?
Yes, I was asking that even though the president has broached the idea of state police and he was all for state police before he became president, it seems that he has hesitated to take concrete action in that regard. And I'm asking, what do you think account for that? Given the fact that you have suggested that it's very easy to transit from Amoteku, for instance, into state police.
Did you get that, sir?
Prof, good morning, sir. Because I'm on the road, I didn't get you. But if the moderator can...
Okay, so...
Because I can hear the moderator clearly.
Right.
Clearer than Prof.
Okay, so Mr. Osheni, what the question he asked is, the president has been big on state police even before he became president, that it looks like there's this hesitation on his part to see this happen, to pull this through. Now, what do you think might be responsible for this hesitation based on the fact that we've seen how Amotekun has performed intelligence gathering, and based on your suggestion that it could be easier to transit from Amotekun into a state police structure?
I'm not the president, so I won't be able to, read the mind of the president as to why that has not been done. And you have also mentioned something that I said it will be easier for Amotekun to transit to state police. That is not exactly what I said.
Okay.
I said that it's a whole lot of issues that will be involved when the president finally gives the go-ahead that state police should operate. And what are the issues involved? The Amotekun we have now it can just be, the background to it, but it's not as if it is easy to, move them and say, oh, yes, this will be the cornerstone of state police, because a whole lot of things will be involved when we're talking of state police.
Okay. All right, let's go to Barrister now. Barrister?
Let me welcome my brother. It's been a while. I hope you are enjoying our country. After your former disengagement from the Nigeria police force, of course, following a meritorious service to fatherland. It is also very good that you remain relevant in terms of giving advice to relevant security agencies in Nigeria. It is in this wise that I have this question, which borders on a trending matter. The Nigerian state allows importation of cars with factory fitted tinted glasses. It makes huge revenue from the import duties it collects for these cars to enter into Nigeria. Now, do you think it is wise to criminalize the use of such cars, or impose additional burden in terms of taxes or levy or fee on Nigerians for the use of such cars which the government itself allowed to come into the country? If you were to advise, what will that advice be?
All right. I don't know if you got the question, sir.
If I get it clearly, I think the respected barrister is talking about proliferation of arms in the country.
Okay, he talked about arms. He talked about tinted cars that the government allows importation of these cars. They make profit from the custom duties and all of that, and then they end up criminalizing the use of these tinted vehicles in Nigeria. That if you were to advise, what would be the way forward regarding this issue? Because why would you allow it to be imported into the country and then prohibit the use of tinted glasses in the vehicles?
Okay.
Yes.
He's talking about tinted glass.
Yes.
I think it's the police that is actually messing up the whole thing. I've once been in the position of charged with the responsibility of signing tinted glass permits as Commissioner of Operations admin in Police Force Headquarters when I was in service. And some of the issues we looked at then, and even the law, I think the police is the one that is confusing people. There is no way a law will stand when you have factory tinted glasses. It will look as if we are primitive. It will appear as if we are still in the dark for you to say that, someone had bought a car that is factory tinted, and you are now saying that person should have a permit for it. I think that is the area where Nigerians should look into. And I think I have seen the law. The law is very clear. When you have a factory tinted glass, from the manufacturer, you don't need a tinted glass permit. I stand to be challenged by the people that are in the police today. The law does not require that. Where the law require tinted glass permits are people that are going to paste all sort of rubbish in their cars. And that if you're going to do that, what the law says is that you should have a medical report. And the way the law put it is that maybe you say, you have eyesight problem or whatever. So there must be a report by a medical doctor that we say, okay, this person, because of whatever in his eyes, he cannot see well, or he has a condition that sun rays will affect him or whatever. It is upon that basis alone that you are supposed to be issued with tinted glass permit. But they've now turned it to a wholesale thing that every police on the road will ask you for a tinted glass permit. I think the police authority needs to address that. I think the way they are applying the law now is not the intention of the law. That is my position on that.
All right, thank you, sir. I mean, it's a very controversial topic. It's been trending for the last couple of weeks now, and it has also brought up another conversation about the police-civil relations in Nigeria. I mean, it's a very touchy subject. I would like to get your thoughts on why there seem to be no love lost between the Nigerian public and the police force. From your experience, 35 years in service, what have you seen, over the years that is responsible for that kind of relationship between the public and the police? On the part of the public, police is seen as an institution that extorts, that brutalizes, that wants to, collect money from people and all of that. I mean, so what do you think is responsible for? Is it just the perception of the people? I don't know if you can hear me.
All over the world.
Yes.
Yes, it is easy to say that police is your friend. The police is like the taxing authority. No one is friendly to anyone that wants to enforce the law. Yes, we say police is your friends. Even children, kids, when they want to do something, they'll say, we want to go and call police for you. So you have already put it in the mind of that infant, of that child, that, this person, this unit, the call police, is someone that can control you. Nobody wants control. So when it comes to issue of enforcement, all of us have that inherent thing in us, to do things against the law. It's like someone would call me now and say, uncle, because I took a one-way road, or because I broke a traffic light, your boys have stopped me. And you expect me to take a telephone and tell that person to leave you. You are already telling me, uncle, oh, I drove against the traffic. I contravened the traffic light, something. So that is where the problem is. Nobody is friendly to anybody that wants to put in check. The police is the same thing globally. The only difference here, and of course we've laid too much emphasis on this corruption, police collect money.
Yeah.
Please, I want to ask you, which institution in this country it is that is clean? You go to government offices, before you move a file from one place to the other, you have to do something. It is endemic in the society. It is because the police has the large number, the police that interact with, the common people. That is why it is easy to know them. That is not to say that I'm justifying it. But we also now have to go back. What has caused this? If you have put a policeman on the road or in the police station, and you have gone there to go and say, I parked my car and someone removed something out of my car. Where did you park your car? I parked at Bodija Market, and you have gone to report a case at maybe housing police station at Bodija. And that fellow has no means to go and follow you. It will follow that the fellow will ask you, do you have a vehicle to take me there? If you don't have a vehicle, you have to provide the means because the government has not provided for him. I granted an interview that as of 1985, when I started, my first posting was Shagamu. We met Land Rovers, we met lorries. When you post policemen to their beat, it is the Land Rover, it is the lorry that will go and drop them. It is the same lorry that will pick them. If you transfer a policeman from Yanofa to Osogbo, it is police lorry that will carry his load. They will fuel it. They will even provide allowance in lieu of accommodation for him. You don't have all those things. And you expect those people to perform. For God's sake, you put vehicle on the road. That is if a police station has a vehicle at all. If they have at all. If they have, who puts the fuel there? It is from his first salary that he will put his fuel. So what would you expect? I'm not justifying it.
Yes.
We have put our police in a situation where you have turned them to beggars. We have dehumanized them. We made them to see themselves as someone that has no integrity at all. So when you have such a situation and you want to compare your police with a police in UK, in the United States, that is well kitted, that is welfare is good, you have pauperized police in this country. In service, out of service. For how many months now are police retirees been sleeping and protesting in front of the National Assembly? You took things from them when they were in service. You still took things from them when they're out of service. You are saying that if a policeman retire, is not fit to live for more than 10 years, that after 10 years, nothing should be paid to him. You're not paying them gratuity again. For God's sake, they are human beings. It's just take the grace of God to live above those people that collect things on the road. So that is the situation that you have put a policeman in Nigeria.
So Mr. Awusheni,
I've always said,
yes,
we are not ready to have a police in Nigeria at this moment.
So, Mr. Awusheni, for you, it's a question of poor welfare. That's what is responsible for some of this conduct we are seeing from police officers on the road. Because there are those who say that, people expect a lot. Yes, you've mentioned that across every institution there is corruption. In our everyday life there is corruption, yes. But people expect so much from the police because they are the ones interacting with the people. They are the ones that are expected to protect us. So maybe that's why people expect a higher level of conduct from them, a higher level of, how do you say, professional conduct, that is, from them, as opposed to what the daily experience of Nigerians have been so far. So is it enough to just say it's about poor welfare? Perhaps people talk about the training and orientation that they receive, or they see an average Nigerian because they are wearing uniform and they have, the arms that they have been licensed to carry. How they see an average Nigerian, the perception of a police towards an average Nigerian is what is also fueling this as well. Mr. Awusheni.
So what are you talking about? What reorientation are you talking about? When someone has been subjected to poverty, when he is not given anything to perform his duty. I want to challenge you today, like I said, while I'm not justifying the reason for the corruption, who in the public service today would say that he lives with a salary? You are working in secretariat in Agodi and you are probably living in Accra. The salary that is paid to you is not even enough for you to commit from home to work every day. That is to say that some other people are also doing their corruption one way or the other. But because the police is the symbol, the police is the symbol of government, the police is the symbol of the society. So they are the ones that you see. That's why you condemn them. So when you talk of reorientation, do whatever reorientation. People will talk of education. I challenge Nigerians. The police, as of today, if you go there, they have the highest number of graduates. The police have the highest number of lawyers. The police is the only uniform institution that has produced a senior advocate from Nigeria. And yet, you pauperize them and you want them to live above board. How do you live above board in poverty when you are giving a duty to perform and you are not given the tools with which to perform the duty? So what do you expect? So we should tell ourselves the reality of Nigeria now.
Right.
We shouldn't just condemn police. And like I've told you, and it's only the police that has no voice in this country. You cannot protest. I cannot say Fatai and Taiwo. Once I do that, that is mutiny. So they don't have any power to even complain that they are suffering. You post a policeman from Kano to Ibadan now. Nobody, he doesn't know anybody. Nobody is going to give him accommodation. Nobody give him transport money from Kano to come to Ibadan. He's going to leave his family there. He gets to Ibadan, no accommodation. He will go and be sleeping inside exhibit vehicles. In the morning, he will look for sachet water to wash his face. And he dresses in a uniform that he used his poultry salary to buy. And the people that are ruling us will now say policemen are stinking and they are dirty. Shame on the people that are saying that. Is that the police is the main symbol of government. You fly in, you enter into a country, it's the police you foresee, and they are the ones that you pauperize the more. You will say that the police is the leading agency in internal security. It's the police that is least funded. You have taken a fraction of the police to EFCC, to ICPC, to NDLA. You fund ICPC, EFCC, more than the police. You take a unit that is not more than 2,000 personnel. You give them more money than a unit that has over 500,000 or 300,000 personnel. So what are we expecting? Are you expecting them to perform magic?
Right. Yes.
Nigeria has not been fair. The people that are ruling us has not been fair to the police. And yet everyone condemns the police.
Right. Let's go to Prof now. Let's go to Prof. Prof? Hello, Prof.
I'm here.
Yes, you have the floor. Yes.
Appreciate the points that Mr. Ocean is making. I think that if you pay, whether they are policemen, public servants, or whatever categories of workers, if you pay them salaries that are unrealistic and force them to work in very difficult conditions, do not expect any miracle. And it's even, in fact, surprising that the police is not doing worse than it is currently doing. Otherwise, they live on pay that is below survival level, and we cannot expect them to deliver. And I think this is where governance becomes very critical. And still on this notion of state police, if you look at the revenue of state governments, and this is still another question, do you really think that the states can handle the idea of state police and run the police in such a manner that we would achieve the goals that we think we are missing out from not having state police? many states are dependent on the national revenue. And when you go around the world, you'll find that even in some federal states, like some states in Canada, where they have the right to state police, they volunteer that responsibility to the federal government. So what is your take concerning the capacity of states, to effectively fund policing institutions? And you can take a cue from what we have experienced from Amoteco, for instance.
All right, Mr. Osheni, I don't know if you got Prof's question because the line broke at some point. Hello, sir.
Can you?
Yes.
I'm sorry, Prof. I don't get you clearly. But
Okay.
If the moderator can repeat
Okay.
that
Question.
again.
Yes. So he's asking if you think. So he started by supporting your argument regarding poor welfare for the police force, and then he asked if you think state government, should we have state police, for instance, if you think they have the capacity to fund it, because funding across subnational level is a very big issue in Nigeria. Until recently, where the federal government is claiming that states have more money. Before now, we know of how states struggle to pay salaries and all of that. So, for hypothetically, if we were to have state police now, do you think state governments have the financial capacity to be able to fund them?
You see, my position on that is that yes, to an extent, because when you look at police now, the only way the police is surviving and performing in most of the states is because the state government is supporting their operations and other security entities as well. But the thing is, funding will always be a problem. That is why even presently at the national level, they have what is called the Police Trust Fund. If we have a state police, will the state alone be able to fund the state police? I would say no, because security, it is one of the most expensive things to fund. And the state will also have some other things to fund, to render services to the masses. Funding will always be a problem, but what we've been saying, even with the police we have today, which they will also have to take as lessons learned to when we have state police, is a situation where whatever you are appropriating to the police is not factored on, the basic requirements, the basic tools that they will require to perform their duty, that we just wake up without, factoring it on anything, that you just give an envelope to say, oh, you must not ask for more than this, you must not ask for more than that. We talk of, a budget that is realistic. Take it away from jacketed budget, the envelope budget, a result-based budget, a budget and appropriation that be targeted to the basic needs. And what are those basic needs? I've gone back to 1985. The police at a point in time had all those vehicles. They had what they call fuel dump, which is like a filling station in all the police stations. They had a police printing press then. When I was in Lagos State Command as Commissioner of Police, whatever wherewithal I got from the Lagos State government, I'll go to the police press, printing press, print statement forms for me, print file jackets for me. All those things are now dead. The police printing press is still there. The police tailoring section is still there to provide uniform. The police used to have the best of mechanics that can repair their vehicles. So these are basic things that if you have them as foundation, will make the police to work. So if we now get to the issue of state police, would the state government be able to fund it adequately? It is a question that not until when we start, but I doubt if the state government will be able to fund them adequately. Because even with the initiative of the Police Trust Fund they have now, it is not being applied the way the white paper that gave, that gave birth to the Police Trust Fund. It is not being utilized the way it's supposed to be utilized. It's like some people stay there, just sit down there, and they use the money how they like. You want to buy vehicles for the police to use, you don't go to the people that are going to use it to say, oh, what brand of vehicles. We need to standardize. We need to have standards. If you are buying Podium, buy Podium, so that when you want to service, you will know it's Podium spare parts. So funding is a very serious thing. We may need to learn from other countries. How do they fund their own? Is it because they decentralize? Is it because they have multiple law enforcement agencies? Because if you have a university system, like University of Ibadan, where Professor Ayede is now, the security system there will be funded by that institution. It is not going to be the state. They just integrate them into the body at the center. So those are the things the dimensions and all the things that we are going to look at if we arrive at this state police thing.
Yeah, and there are those who say, before I go to Barrister, there are those who say that from what we are seeing, I mean, in the Southwest, it looks like Amotekun is enjoying the support and the funding of the governor. So looking at how Amotekun has operated so far, can we say that, well, maybe the states have the capacity to fund the state police based on what we have seen with Amotekun? I mean, there's no complaint of payment or uniform like we have with the police force in the country. So can we use that as a leverage to build state police going forward?
So far, it's not because I'm from Oyo State. I will say that Oyo State is the one that is leading in number, in terms of welfare, and of course wages, and in terms of the logistics that is being provided. But it is not as if it is easy. Only God knows how the governor manages it. But moving forward, the thing is that just like you have the Nigeria police now, if it is not put in black and white, that you will have a law that will also make it a law to say, oh, you must fund the institution. Another governor may come now, and if he doesn't like the face of whoever that is the commander of Amatekun, he may not fund it the way it should be funded. But you have to look at the numbers. How many personnel do we have in Amatekun? It may be easy to fund it now, but moving forward, we don't know how it's going to look like. But in Oyo State, His Excellency Governor Seyi Makinde has done well with the funding, but how do we move on from there to say, if you are enlarging it, are we still going to be able to fund it the way we are funding? Because as they grow, their needs will also increase. So those are the things that we have to look at.
Right, let's go to Barrister now. Barrister?
Yes. Thank you very much, Toba. My big brother, you remain an authority, or permit me to borrow from Dave Umahi, you are a professor in practice when it comes to police and policing in Nigeria. Today, you are saddled with the responsibility of advising the Oyo State government on security matters, and particularly the activities of Amotekun in the state. Sadly, a disturbing news trended during the week on the illegal killings of indigenes of Osun State, making a number of Nigerians skeptical on the need for state police. Now, if eventually state police comes or is to properly serve its policing functions, devoid of the manifest shortcomings of the Nigeria police force, or a replica of the Nigeria police force as it presently is, what should be priority attention of states in terms of recruitment, structure, functions, and funding of state police, or even Amotekun, as we have it in Oyo State today? What can we do to distinguish their operations from what we have come to know of the Nigeria police force?
All right, Mr. Osheni, yeah.
Thank you so much, sir. I think I can hear you faintly. What we should be talking of in Nigeria is building institutions. When it comes to law enforcement, it is not individuals that we need to build that institution. The policing and law enforcement should be responsibilities that you will carry out without interference. And like I used to tell people, when they say, "Oh, the police have this problem, the police have that problem," we should build an institution where everyone wearing the uniform would say, "Look, my loyalty, my obligation is to the law that enabled this institution, not to the law of an individual." That is what sets us apart from a country like the United States, although they're also failing in some areas now. So if you have an Amotekun that is built on the background of our obligation is to our enabling law, not to an individual, you will find out that law enforcement and policing will be good. But where you make, you set up any law enforcement agency and the obligation is to the individual that is paying the salary or that is providing the tools. The tools and the salaries that they are paying is from the masses, but an individual that wants to control that institution. So law enforcement and policing are responsibilities that are so delicate that, when you want to have effectiveness of it, the obligation must be to the enabling law. The independence of the independence of mind of who will control it, it is necessary. So we must be thinking of building institutions. The way we approach, looking for easy way approach, state police, it is not what is going to solve our problem. I stand to be challenged. It's like the constitution that we are talking of now. There are certain basic things that in the constitution that we're not even talking about. What we should first start with is, how do we ensure that the fundamental principles of state policy, Chapter 2 of the Constitution, that has given rights and that has obligated government to ensure that every Nigerian lives, in a decent manner. How are we going to ensure that, this is complied with? The first thing they will say is that, it is sub judice. You cannot challenge government on it. Let that fundamental principle of state policy work for us, and let's see whether Nigeria will work or will not work. So, with Amotekun, with state police, we must build an institution that is above whoever that is the political head or the leader. That is my own opinion.
Right.
Okay. Toba, please.
Yes.
Permit me to quickly ask this from my brother. And it is on recruitment. I want to know, sir, with due respect, the situation we have now, where very vulnerable individuals are recruited into the Nigeria police force, and I am beginning to see a play out of the same thing in Amotekun. Vulnerable people in terms of education and financial wherewithal are armed. I think we're having quite a number of problems there. Do you think that model will work for us, assuming we want to have state police? Because some are advocating that we have graduates, only graduates, to carry arms. Let's hear your opinion on this, sir.
It is because we are not truthful to ourselves. And it is not those people that are in charge, but all of us. Because when you are doing recruitment, there are basic things like attestation and whatever. So if they bring a form to me and I know that this person that wants to get recruited to Amotekun or the police doesn't have what it takes, I know him to be a criminal. And of course, as a traditional ruler, I will attest to say that is a good person. So it is an issue that all of us collectively have to address. So if we continue to be dishonest to the system and indirectly dishonest to be dishonest to ourselves, allowing us to cut corners, that is what we'll continue to have in Nigeria. Because hardly would you see anybody that go for attestation at the local government area or with the traditional ruler that they will write that this person is a bad person. No, everyone is a good person to us for one reason or the other. And of course, we've been talking about state police. Just like we have Amotekun now, we also need to decide that if we are saying we want state police, are we going to say that it is only indigenous of Oyo State that should be recruited to the Oyo State Police, or residents? Because you have it in Amotekun now, a situation where we focused on only the indigenous, and as we have now, let's take Sabo in Ibadan as a case study. If you don't, incorporate the element of the people in Sabo to your Amotekun or to your state police, how do you now say that you are doing grassroots policing? Because they are the ones that live there. They know the nooks and crannies of Sabo. They may not be indigenous, but they were born there. They are first generation, third generation have been there. So these are the whole packages that we need to factor, as we move the discussion further.
Right. Thank you so much, Mr. Osheni. And you touched on the Constitution earlier, and you talked about allowing the instrument of states to work. There are also proponents of restructuring, advocating for amendment of the Constitution to give states more powers. Apart from state police, they're advocating for powers over mining, for instance, and other critical sectors. So because illegal mining is also another phase of criminality that different states are facing, apart from states that are grappling with porous borders like Oyo State, for instance, infiltration of arms and all of that. Legal mining is also a very key issue as well. So what's your position on amendment of the Constitution restructuring in the context of granting powers to more states, and how do you think, for instance, would impact how states deal with illegal miners and other criminals within their respective domains?
The problem we have in Nigeria is you have a document today or you have a law which you've not even tested very well. Before testing it, we'll be saying that law should be amended. We have so many laws that have been made that are not being utilized. If I'm not mistaken, Nigeria, the problem of Nigeria is not about the laws. It's about enforcement. It's about making them to work. So, while I partly agree with the of amendments of the Constitution, I think, like I mentioned before, where we should start first is go and read the fundamental principles of state policy. How do we make it enforceable? How do we able? You don't have that chapter 2 of the Constitution justifiable. The people that are ruling us will continue to derelict their responsibilities and their obligations to the masses, because that is the aspect of the Constitution that fed the masses questions and the issues that we've been agitating in Nigeria. Yet, they say it is not justifiable. I think the people that are moving for the amendment of the Constitution, yes, it is right in certain areas. It says that you can live anywhere you like in Nigeria. If you get to you to give you work, not just to give you work. Make sure that when they give you living wage, government is obligated to facilities for medical facilities we want. Yet it is that the most important aspect of the Constitution that we say that is the
right
that are leading us to move away from that and continue to suffer the masses.
Right.
That is where we will suffer.
Okay, Mr. Osheni, we need to take a commercial break now. Please stay with us. Although we experienced a bit of a distortion in your last submission, perhaps because of your location. But when we get back from this break, we'll continue. We can hear you now, sir. Mr. Osheni, can you hear me? Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yes, I'm saying we're going on the break now. So when we get back, we'll continue the conversation with you. Please stay on the line. The podium will be back in a moment. Don't go away.
tó bílíọ̀nù mẹ́rin náírà nínú ayẹyẹ ọdún karùndínláàádọ́rin wọn. ìwọ ṣáà ti ra golden penny noodles pasta tàbí semovita wo inú àpò òwò fún nọ́mbà ìkọ̀kọ̀ kó o sì jẹ ẹ̀bùn owó ìpè lẹ́sẹ̀kẹsẹ̀. pẹ̀lú àpò mẹ́wàá golden penny noodles pasta mẹ́ta tàbí semovita mẹ́ta onídàájí kílò tàbí kílò kan o lè darapọ̀ mọ́ kótó oríire kó sì jẹ ẹ̀bùn owó àwọn ohun èlò nínú kíṣìnì kódà o lè jẹ ẹ̀bùn ọkọ̀ ayọ́kẹ́lẹ́ tuntun.
ìpolongo yìí ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ láti ọjọ́ 22 oṣù September. fún àlàyé síwájú sí ẹ lọ sí www.goldenpennypromo.com.
ìjọ Kristi tẹ̀lé ọ̀rọ̀ rẹ̀ ohun tó bá sọ láwùí ibi tó ti dákẹ́ àwa náà ó sì dákẹ́ àṣẹ tí Kristi bá pa là ń tẹ̀lé nínú ìjọ rẹ̀ tí í ṣe ìjọ Kristi ìjọ tí májẹ̀mú tuntun tó ti wà kí ìyapa tó bẹ̀rẹ̀ ìjọ tó bẹ̀rẹ̀ lọ́jọ́ Pentecost ní ìṣe àwọn àpòstélì orí kejì ìjọ àwọn onígbàgbọ́ tó ń tẹ̀lé ẹ̀kọ́ àwọn àpòstélì àti òfin Ọlọ́run láì fi ìyìn rere ṣòwò ikùn ara ẹni ìjọ Kristi ó mọ mú ìyìn rere Kristi wá sétí ìgbọ́ yín níkànnì yìí 32 FM 94.9 bẹ̀rẹ̀ látọjọ́ Sunday ọjọ́ 14 oṣù kẹsàn-án tá a wà yìí láago kan ọ̀sán gẹ́gẹ́ èyí ni ìyìn rere ti Kristi gẹ́gẹ́ bí Bíbélì mímọ́ ṣe gbé kalẹ̀ fáwọn ọmọlẹ́yìn rẹ̀ láti tẹ̀lé láì fi kún tàbí yọ kúrò ọ̀rọ̀ Ọlọ́run tó yè kooro láì lábùlàlẹ̀ yìí ẹ má gbàgbé o ní gbogbo ọjọ́ Sunday látọjọ́ 14 oṣù kẹsàn-án tá a wà yìí lẹ́tọ̀ yóò mọ̀ wáyé ní déédéé aago kan ọ̀sán níkànnì 32 FM 94.9 ẹ darapọ̀ mọ́ wa.
Again, I just won. Are you surprised? Don't be. Rather, join thousands of people using 500 naira to cash out 20,000 naira every single day on Cocoa Box. Play and win big with Cocoa Box. It's a fun and easy way to make your day brighter and your wallet fatter. Here's how it works. Simply dial *347 *253 # from any network of your choice. With just 500 naira, you could be our next lucky winner and stand a chance to win 20,000 naira cash daily. That's right, 20,000 naira every day straight to your your account. So, what are you waiting for? Pick up your phone right now and dial *347*253# to play. Cocoa Box is fast, fun, and full of rewards. The more you play, the more your chances to win. Cocoa Box in proud partnership with 32 FM 94.9. Play smart, win big.
Here you go, dear.
Mom, you didn't add milk.
No need to. Taste it and see why.
Wow, but how?
Is it milky?
Yes.
Is it creamy?
Yes.
That's Milo 3-in-1 milky and creamy for you. It's so milky. I don't need to add more milk.
I love it, Mommy.
Give your kids Milo 3-in-1, milky and creamy. It's truly milky. It contains calcium to help your champ win every day. Milo, energy to go further.
Milo. Ẹ̀yin fans mi. It's okay. Ẹ lọ sórí gbogbo ìkànnì ìbánidọ́rẹ̀ẹ́ ní 32 FM 949 fẹ̀yìn ẹ̀ àsáàpù.
It's okay. I'm in love. Sonia tomato mix, stand up. Easy to open, easy to squeeze, easy to scoop, and easy to stir. Dishes come alive with so much taste. Sonia tomato mix, of course. Sonia tomato mix, yes sir. Sonia tomato mix, stand up pouch.
Sonia tomato mix in a new stand-up pouch.
So much in love.
Psalms 82 verse 5 says, "They know not, neither will they understand. They walk on in darkness. All the foundations of the earth are out of course, but there's hope." Join Pastor Architect Alex Adigboye, Word Alive Ministries International, known as the Stone Church, every Sunday at 8:45 p.m. on 32 FM 94.9. He'll share the word of hope, the word of life, and the word that heals. Remember, the word works when it is worked. Tune in and let the transformative power of God's word impact your life.
Feel better about your life.
32 FM 94.9, the antidote to depression.
All right, welcome back. The Podium on 32 FM 94.9. In case you're just joining us, our guest this morning is Mr. Fatai Owoseni, the former Commissioner of Police in Lagos. He's also the security advisor, special advisor on security matters to the Oyo State Governor. Thank you for staying with us, Mr. Fatai Owoseni. And I'd like us to also touch on the, location of Oyo State and the porous borders as well, because we've been hearing of stories about cross-border crimes like herder farmer crisis, illegal miners, and all of that. So talk to us about how the state is addressing the issue of cross-border crime and what kind of collaboration also exists between the state and other neighboring states as well, especially these border communities when it comes to tackling cross-border crimes in the state.
Thank you very much. For Oyo State, we can't but continue to appreciate His Excellency Governor 𝐂𝐈𝐒, for putting security as one of his candidate programs, right from the Omututu 1.0 era up to Omututu 2.0 now. And because of the vastness of Oyo State and our peculiarities, yes, the border we have with Benin Republic, and of course, on the other side, Kwara State going to Niger State, which those two states are the border lines through which, infiltration can come in. If you followed what His Excellency has done, one of the first steps at Oyo State 2, which the governor led, was to request that we should have an additional police mobile force squadron. That is the striking force of the Nigeria police, which was approved for the state in 2019. And of course, His Excellency provided all the wherewithal to operationalize that mobile squadron. And that is the reason why when it's going to be located, it's put at Aguare. If you know, Aguare is the Oyo the northern part of Oyo State and is towards the border. And from a part of Aguare, you can even see Benin Republic when you are on top of the hill. So that is one of the first steps that was taken. In addition to that, the governor has given us a kind of enabling environment that make all the security agencies to work together. And that has translated to the kind of assurance that we've always given our people. And of course, the saying that we used to say, Oyo State still remain one of the most, most peaceful place and, of course, relatively secured. So we have that strong synergy among the agencies, and the agencies have been properly coordinated in such a way that we are proactive in what we do. Periodically, His Excellency is funding, what we call clearance operations. The whole Oyo Park, the stretch goes from Oyo up to Kwara, up to Niger. And we have not been sitting down and folding our hands. His Excellency has always provided the wherewithal so that they do clearance operation periodically. And we have the advantage of the General Officer commanding the Nigerian Army, 2 divisions sitting in Ibadan, who has jurisdiction up to Kwara State. So where it becomes necessary, we've always reached out to our counterparts in Kwara. There was a time that the governor of Kwara came, and where we found out that our neighbors are not even that proactive, we have not stopped our proactiveness. If you look at Ogun State houses, you will see what we've been doing along the express road with Ogun State, and the collaborative efforts that we've been making, having joint security meetings together and all those things. So as it is for us, we're not just waiting to say, let's allow them to infiltrate. We have always been proactive, and it has been easy for us because the governor has provided that enabling environment for the security agencies to perform. Is it in terms of the logistics, some welfare support? Because like I mentioned before, you provided all the logistics and you don't motivate the personnel, it will come to nothing. So that is what we've been doing. And Oyo State also, that would say that we have that strong collaboration. The federal agencies have strong collaboration with our Amateco. The operation boss is also there. So we can only, we won't rest on our oars. We can only improve. But at the moment, proactiveness has been the mantra for us. And that is what we've been doing in Oyo State.
Right. Okay. So, I mean, when we look at some of these crimes, one of the things we hear is that, a certain ethnic group is responsible for this, a certain ethnic group is responsible for that. That's some of the things we hear. And from you are working directly with the state government in tackling these problems. What exactly is the nature of this crime? And is it accurate to label an ethnic group and say, it is these people that are coming from this part of the country that are responsible for this?
Can you come again?
Yes.
So I told you that I'm in charge.
I understand that. I understand that, sir.
I get to places where
yes.
I lose sometimes. When you can retain it.
I understand that, and I must thank you for still talking to us despite your journey. So I'm saying that one of the things we've heard, when some of these crimes happen is that a certain ethnic group coming from this certain part of the country are the ones that are causing problem in those border communities in Oyo State. So I'm asking you are working directly with the state government in tackling this problem. What exactly is the nature of this crime, and is it accurate to say, it is this certain ethnic group that is responsible for what is happening there?
You said what is it?
Hello, I'm talking about the ethnic dimension that has been brought into some of these cross-border communities. That's what I'm saying. That is it accurate? Yes. Is it? Yes. Yes.
Just like our governor always say, when you want to solve the problem of insecurity, the problem of crimes and criminalities. You don't start to stereotype or ethnicize or religionize security and crime situation. Yes,
Mr. Osheni? Oh, I'm afraid it looks like we've lost connection with him again. As he said, he's actually, in transit. So some of this disruption might happen from time to time. But I was really hoping to get his thoughts regarding, what we've heard over time, what some have described as ethnic profiling of a certain ethnic group as being responsible for this crime. I don't know if you can hear me now, Mr. Osheni. Hello, can you hear me, sir? Well, don't forget you can join us on Facebook, 32FM 949 for you. Drop your comment, like and share the video to be a part of the conversation. You can also call 0705 5000 949, 029 7000 949, 0906 2000 949. Those are the numbers to call to be a part of the conversation. We'll try and reconnect with him to get his thoughts once again. Let me go to Prof now. Prof, one of the things that he has said so far is about how our security challenges is multifaceted, and we should not expect that state police is just a magic wand that will solve the problem. That there are a lot of issues we need to address for us to even have the state police in the first place. Prof. Hello, Prof.
I think he's quite right, especially when he made the point that we should not criticize or recognize them. Given the realm of security into politics, and it's important for us to always ensure that that distinction is there. So I think it's important that we recognize the complexity of security and the challenges of managing institutions that have been saddled with such responsibilities. Because it's not just about funding, it's also about recruitment, which is a very important element. And when we also talk about security, we must also restrain from the temptation of thinking that it's only indigents who can help solve security problems. I think we must recognize the diversity of our urban settings, the need also to ensure that all residents are.
Prof, it appears he's back. Prof, it appears he's back. Mr. Osheni, yes, thank you for coming back. Okay. Yeah, you were making a point about ethnic profiling before the line went off. Hello? Hello, Mr. Osheni, can you hear me? Oh. It looks like we can't hear him. Prof, go ahead, sir. Go ahead.
Yeah, so he has actually made those very vital points about the complexity of security and the complexity of the structures and organizations that we evoke in trying to deal with them. So as such, we must leave no stone unturned in ensuring that we have security, whether it's state police or local government police, that we eventually settle for. We must ensure that the goals of ensuring security is the basis on which whatever arrangement we put in place are done. Short of that, we are likely to be repeating the problems that we have with the federal police, and it would have been a waste of effort and time. And I also think that once the decentralization of police is achieved, it must not be compulsory that all states should have state police. States that want to rely on the federal police should be given the opportunity to collaborate with federal government to continue to run their policing system side by side with whatever arrangement is on the ground. Because if you look very closely...
hello, Prof. Please hold that thought. Hello, sir. Mr. Osheni.
Yeah.
Oh. Hello, Mr. Osheni. Can you hear me? Hello?
Hello?
Yes, Mr. Osheni. Yes. Welcome back, sir.
Not ourselves.
Yes, welcome back, sir. Can you hear us now, sir?
Yes, I can hear
Okay,
you.
okay, yes, you were
I was talking about profiling.
profiling.
Of,
Yes.
yes,
Yes.
and I said that it is not helpful when you profile.
Oh, it's quite unfortunate. We've lost the connection again. Oh, quite unfortunate. Hello? Okay, Prof, go ahead, sir. Go ahead, Prof.
Yeah. Well, the point I was making was that states who would love to collaborate with the federal government to organize their own policing should be free to do so. Because there are many factors that we have to take into consideration in determining whether a state is ready for state police or not. But ultimately, of course, it is the state that will decide whether it's ready for state police or not. So it must not be a one stroke that because we are now decentralized police, every state must of necessity have state police. Others may decide that it's a local government police that they want. I think they should be able to do so.
That's a very interesting model because I'm trying to look at how it will work. So your state, for instance, can decide that, okay, we have the capacity to have state police and fund it. They will have it. Maybe, for instance, Osun doesn't have the capacity, Osun doesn't have it, and there's still a central police. That would be a very, interesting model, Barrister.
Yes, I do agree with you, but I don't think that is exactly what my noble prof is insinuating. I think what prof is talking about, if I got him right, is a kind of synergy between the states, a cooperation, For instance, look at Amotekun, the states operating Amotekun. When it started, it was only between Ondo and Oyo State. But today, you can see that it is becoming a little popular, amongst the other southwest states. So I don't know if I got him right, but I think that what Prof is trying to say is that states can collaborate with one another. They can form a joint military police force to secure their respective boundaries. But you see, I have a problem. It is I feel so bad that my brother is being denied us by Nigeria's telecom networks.
Yeah.
I was looking at a problem that I wanted to ask him. Nigeria is 923,768 square kilometers. And the police strength hovers around 370,000 to 378,000. A ratio of one police officer for every 600 citizens. That is a ratio lower than the 1 to 450 citizens recommended by the United Nations. I don't think this is adequate enough. And I would have loved to ask him, about the population of the Amotekun officers. Because the total land size of Oyo State is about 28,454 square kilometers. So how many Amotekun officers do we need to secure Oyo State? Especially when you also look at our own population too, which is approaching the 25-30 million, if I am correct. So I would have really loved to have my brother make a comment on that.
Yeah.
What is the ratio of Amotekun officers to our population, so that we know whether were really being secured?
Yeah, I mean, it's a very, very important question. Unfortunately, I think it's because it's in transit. That's why. And when you know interstate travel in Nigeria, sometimes the network becomes unstable. But when you have yes,
you know something.
Yes,
Toba.
yes, sir.
I posted something yesterday, and I don't think our government realize the implication of Section 14, subsection 2B of the 1999 Constitution as amended, because you find that these telecoms companies are taking Nigerians for a ride. Their charges are increasing, while their services are annoyingly dwindling. And the government is doing nothing about it.
I mean, yeah.
It's not good enough.
And it's interesting because the telecoms industry is one industry that a lot of people say that's where privatization has worked to an extent, because we're not where we used to be. In the 90s and the 80s, right now we have a more developed, telecom sector. I remember when the debates started about why they needed to raise their tariff. In fact, some of them even said that if they didn't raise the tariff at the time, they were going to go moribund because of the high cost of securing their facilities from being vandalized, the high cost of maintaining. Yes.
A higher tariff. They have a higher tariff.
Yes.
So why are their services the way it is now? Look at us.
Yeah.
Granted, okay, my brother is on the highway.
Yes, he is.
But
on the
even
highway.
here, we did.
He's on the highway.
But we cannot hear ourselves.
Right, let's go back to the conversation. Unfortunately, we're trying to connect with him. It's not going through. But, Prof, I'd like to get your thoughts on one of the things he talked about when we spoke about police-civil relations. And, okay, yes, Mr. Awushin is calling us back. Let's hope the conversation will be, it's gone off again. It's gone off again. Okay, so one of the things he spoke about, while we're discussing was how police-civil relations is always a challenging subject everywhere in the world, even in advanced countries as well. He says it's just like a taxman. Nobody likes a law enforcement officer. And to be fair, if you look at the United States as well, there are always issues of police brutality. In fact, you remember the issue of George Floyd that led to the Black Lives Matter protests. The issue of, I think, Ahmad, a young man who was killed while he was just jogging on the street. There are several cases like that. So, I mean, if you look at some of these cases, you feel like sometimes we are being too harsh on the police in Nigeria by criticizing them and all of that, because these are cases that also happen, even in the so-called Senate climb, the how do you call it now? The example, the bastion of democracy in the world in the case of the United States. Prof.
Yes, I think it's important for us to emphasize that unacceptable behavior is unacceptable everywhere. That it happens in the United States does not make it acceptable. And that's very important. It's a smear on the policing in the United States, and it's also a smear on our own police. And so we can never stop criticizing them, and our criticism can never be too harsh, because the consequences of such abuse of power often results not just in permanent injury, but also in death. So we must continue to be vigilant, to criticize our police and get them, to carry out human rights policing. But that being said, I think the point that Osheni has made is really the fact that culture is part of policing. And it's not just only culture, but technology. And that's why overemphasizing one policeman to 600 police is just illustrative. The real issue is that there are places where there's virtually almost no need for policing because their societies are so stable. I mean, talk about Luxembourg, talk about even many places in Netherlands, for instance.
Yeah.
You don't have to have one policeman to 600 people, because simply that it's really almost near zero crime rate, because the social environment in which people live guarantees so many things that it will be strange for somebody to go and be stealing or breaking. So that's the thing about policing. And when we then talk about culture and technology, then we begin to see exactly if we are looking towards policing, what we should also be considering. Because technology is very vital. And we also have to think what kind of equipment, can we afford for our policemen? What kind of new policing technology can we introduce? In this age of drone technology, in this age of different kinds of cameras that can be positioned in different locations, a lot has to do more with monitoring than actually going on the street for the purposes of policing. I think there's a lot of strategic consideration that has to be done, even if we want to introduce policing. And when you look at the way the current Amotekun is carried out, you know that they also leave a lot to be desired. When we talk about security, there's also the idea of modernizing security, whereby the foundation will be, we know every citizen, we know where they live, we know their identity, and then we can locate them when we want. Which then also means that even city planning, urban planning, settlements are also important for policing. So if you develop your city in a haphazard manner and everywhere is sluminized, where cars cannot move around, in many places the roads are not accessible, then it calls for a different kind of policing. Right. So I think it's important for us to see the linkages of policing.
Hello.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Prof, I was going to ask you this one more. You said, policing is about culture also influences policing. There's this argument I read somewhere about how the Nigerian police force grew out of the colonial era in terms of the orientation they had at the time as to being the ones that would enforce the interest of the colonial power at that time, so that set them up against the so-called native at the time, and that sort of orientation influenced what birthed the Nigerian police force, and that's why it looks like the police is always, looks like, I emphasis on that, is always against the public when they set out to enforce the law. I don't know if you understand my drift, Prof.
Yes, so I get that point. I also get the historical evolution of the Nigerian police, which is considered very important. But of course, we have had a chance to change that culture over the years. And that's why even the notion of community policing that we hear again and again is derived from the very fact that this police system was not based on recognition of the community as the foundation of security. It's a top-down kind of policing. Which is more about law enforcement and intelligence gathering, and rather than
okay. Prof, hold that thought, sir. Mr. Wosheni, can you hear us now?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yes, it's quite unfortunate that the network has denied us, your contribution. Although we have about 5 minutes to go, so I just like you to wrap up on the points you were making, and then maybe we can quickly ask you a few questions in 30 seconds, 1 minute. Can you hear me? Oh, right. Maybe we should just say goodbye to Mr. Wosheni because it's almost time for us to wrap up, and the line is still disconnecting, and it's trying to also call us back. But thank you, Mr. Wosheni. It's quite unfortunate that we cannot hear you again, even though you're trying to join the conversation. Thank you so much. Okay, let me take this call. Then I'll go back to Prof. Hello.
Yeah. Hello.
Hello. Good morning, sir.
Yeah. Greetings to the brilliant host, Mr. Toba, who I can also address as professor in practice after Professor Nahi, as well as the distinguished panelist, barrister, and Prof. My name is Prof. Q. I'm calling from Lagos. Quickly, I have a question for the legal luminary in the house. Sir, now, based on the failed security situation in Nigeria and secret the 400 names from...
Please hold that thought. Hello, Mr. Pupchi, please hold that thought. Mr. Wosheni is calling us back. Let's see if we can. Hello, can you hear us now, sir?
Yes, I'm with you.
Hello, Mr. Wosheni? Yes.
Your state will go after every criminal,
yes.
Bandits. It's for us. It's not about what ethnic area or tribal group that you belong to. That your state is not going to be made available for criminals to operate. So we don't want to, be doing all those profiling. When you profile, you just focus on one particular group. But ours is that once you're a criminal, you're a criminal wherever you come from.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Wosheni. We want to appreciate you for joining us despite the turbulent nature of the network today. Thank you so much for joining us. It's been a very refreshing conversation with you.
I greet Professor Ide and my brother, the barrister.
Yeah, thank you so much, sir. Thank you. Well, Mr. Wosheni has been with us. Unfortunately, the network has denied us most of his contribution. But Mr. Pupjueke, you're on the line. Please go ahead.
Okay, Mr. Toba, my question is this. Okay.
Yeah, very quickly, because we're wrapping up now. We're wrapping up very quickly.
Yeah, quickly. My question to the legal luminary in the House is this. Based on the security station in Nigeria, the failed security station in Nigeria, and subsequent to the release of 400 UAE, which cannot easily douse in the minds of Nigerians, please, can a Nigerian citizen file an action in the foreign court of law to force the release of these names? Thank you.
Okay, can Nigerian citizen file an action in a foreign court to fund what?
To force the release of these 400 names, because otherwise we do pretend that Nigerian government is part of that name. 400
names of those who are doing what?
It's from UAE.
Okay. Yeah, now I get you. Thank you. Okay.
Right, thank you.
Thank you, sir. So I think that question is for Barrister. Barrister? Did you hear that?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, did you get the question, sir?
Oh, okay. Well, I think what I heard is 400 people from UAE. I don't know what happened to them.
He said that the UAE released a list of, sponsors of terror that can a Nigerian, file a suit in a foreign court, but he doesn't trust the Nigerian government to release the information. That can Nigerian citizen file an action in a foreign court to compel the government to release it. Yes.
Okay, you know that when it comes to nations, the relations between nations, diplomacy is the word, and I know there are specific circumstances when individuals may be allowed to institute actions in the appropriate international fora, but it is not, that common, and that probably explains why the UAE addressed the Nigerian government directly. So it's all about diplomacy.
Right.
Exactly.
Thank you so much, Boris.
I am not happy, Toba.
Yeah, okay.
You allowed my brother to go.
Yeah, I mean,
without us making him laugh.
It's a service. It's been a very, so it's very hard to have a stable conversation.
I know him very well.
Yes.
He, like me, likes Igbadun. Plenty. After all work and no play can make Fatai Owosheni a dull boy.
Certainly.
So I wanted to ask him, because he is on the move, and today is Saturday. So I wanted to ask him, where is today's RSVP? And whether me and Prof can show.
Why are you taking me out of the equation? Why are you taking? You don't want to add me? Yes, now. What are three of us? Thank you so much, Barrister. Thank you so much, Prof. Thanks to Mr. Fatai Wosheni once again for joining us despite the unstable network. Thank you, dear listener, for joining us on the podium. It returns next Saturday, 9 a.m. My name is OLORUNTOBA YUSUF. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Bye for now.